All right, what's up, brothers? I'm gonna call this video "Stop Complaining." All right, there's no sympathy. All right, stop complaining. And this is what I'm gonna talk about real quick, man. Brothers, if you can't see your kids, I hear this so often, man. It's just starting to work my nerves. Man, she won't let me see my kids. She won't let me see my kids. Bro, go to court. I don't understand what's so hard about going to court. I've been saying this for years, and I'm pretty sure there's been guys who've been saying it for years before I even came to saying it. It's nothing. It's truly nothing new under the sun. All right, brothers. We're gonna play a video of Matt Barnes. He's one of the guys. I picked him, but he's gonna just detail how he won custody of his kids. Yada yada yada. All right, cool. But I'm gonna name some guys I know. Every guy I know who went to court won some type of custodial rights. Every guy I've known. Now, I'm not saying they want custody, but they want some type of parental rights where they can see their kids. All right. And believe it or not, brothers, a lot of these guys know they can get parental rights, but they don't want to do it because they don't want that type of responsibility. So they just want to do what I call the Santa Claus effect. They want to come every blue moon. What's going on? What's up, little man? Yeah, baby, you know what I'm saying? Be with them for about 3 hours, buy them some Jordans or something, and leave. You got guys who want to do that. They want to do the Santa Claus. I call it the Santa Claus effect. Every blue moon, whatever. What do you want to call it? Those guys that come and play it. People, the guys who usually do things like that usually just they usually want to be friends with their kids. They're really not fathers. They really just want to be friends with their kids. All right. But anyway, you got various degrees. Okay. You got some guys. They might want to see their kid. But a lot of times it's when they want to. Like, well, can I see my kid? And that's cool, man. Like I said, if you got a cool baby moms or a woman who's cool, really not tripping, that's cool. Then you can do that. If you get a woman like that, I guess. But if you don't, then you have to go to court. Just go to court. You're gonna get parental rights. But see, now brothers don't want that. They don't, because now you're gonna have to get that kid consistently. See, that's not what they want. That's why they don't want to go there. That's why they don't want to go there, man. I remember my barber was telling me. He said them dudes know that. He said they don't want to go there because they don't want that responsibility. So now, instead of you seeing the kids every 3 months, you gotta see them, every month now. Shit, now you want to run the streets and smoke weed and this, that, and the third. You don't want to do that shit. Like, goddamn, what the fuck? You see what I'm saying? Every man I've known who went to court for parental rights have won. Every man. My one homeboy, he actually won custody of his kids. Another homeboy I used to work with, he won custody of his kid. You understand what I'm saying? Another guy I knew, he won parental rights where he could able to see the kids. Cause his woman wouldn't let him see his kid. He went and got him a lawyer, went to court. I remember this story like yesterday. Took him about 3 to 6 months, but once he did what he had to do, she had to let him see the kids. All right. And he eventually ended up getting back with this woman. It was his wife. They, I think they still together, but I know whatever happened at that particular time, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, they ended up getting back together. But anyway, let's check it out, brother. Excuse me.
Bunch of legal battles happened between you and Gloria, which ultimately ended in you getting sole custody of the twins.
Yeah.
But you never see a man get sole custody. Never. My man,
Usually, I think the reason why I can't speak for every demographic, but I would say one reason you don't see it with the so-called black people because a lot of black guys do not want to go to court. I mean, they act like they're snitching or they're breaking some type of code by going to court. I'm like, bro, I'm talking about their kids can be in some horrid situations, and they still won't go to court. They still won't go to court. Matter of fact, I could be wrong. But that young girl who got killed in Ohio, her mama, they charged her mama and her stepfather. But I don't think the stepfather did anything to her. I think, but anyway, her father, he didn't go to court. He just went to he has suspicions that that she was doing something to his daughter, but he didn't go to court about it. He went to like whatever these services is, which I'm not saying he was wrong, but he went there instead of going to court, which is cool. But I'm like, he should have went. He should have took it to court. Like, yo, and she got these bruises. She got it, yeah. You know what I'm saying? But he didn't even go to court, man. And I'm not trying to knock this dude. Now his daughter's dead. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, a lot of these kids, bro, are getting raped, molested, all type of things behind these doors, man. And these dudes ain't gonna go to police. They ain't going to police like some idiots, man. And then they think, okay, once a kid is grown, now I can build a relationship with the kid. It usually don't work. 9 times out of 10, brother, that doesn't work. One reason it doesn't work, man, because once a kid is like 19, 20 years old, man, he's not trying to build a relationship with his father. That kid trying to run the streets, chase girls, or whatever else he thinks he's trying to do. You understand what I'm saying? So, a lot of brothers end up missing out, man. They end up missing out. Now, you might get lucky if you still around when he get 30 some years old. Then, usually that's when guys start to reach back out. The kids, especially the boys, the males. Well, that's usually when guys start reaching out like, damn, you know what? I always heard this guy was my father, but I didn't know. But I'm gonna try to find my father now. Things like that, usually. You know what I mean? Usually things like that. So, you might get lucky then, but it's up to you, man. But I wouldn't play that card. I wouldn't play that game, man. You want to be a part of your kid's life young. That's how you build a bond with them, brothers. All right? Let's go on.
Kevin Federline is the only other man that I go.
D-Wade got him.
Yeah,
D-Wade,
got the
D-Wade
kids.
got his kids too. But yeah, it's very rare. And I'll tell you, man, it's not set up for us to get our kids.
Yes, it's not. I'm pretty sure it's not set up. I'm trying to see who I know. I know two guys. Actually, 3 guys, and a 4th guy, and a 5th guy won parental rights, where they had a set schedule to go to see the kid. You know what I'm saying? So I know 3 guys who won custody. Actually, 2. The 3rd guy, I didn't know him, but it's unfortunate. I ain't gonna say he won. I ain't gonna say he won custody. I think I forgot how he got custody. But my homeboy married this woman. No joke. This guy I know married this woman, but she never had custody of her kids. I was like, what the hell? So the fathers always had custody of the kids. I forgot how he told me it happened. But so I don't really know that guy, but I ain't gonna even count that. I know 2 guys personally who went to court and won custody of their kids. And I know 2 guys personally that went to court and got parental rights. You know what I mean? Because the girl, my one homeboy, it was basically, yeah, both their wives. Well, I guess you could say it's my one homeboy ex-wife. But they were both their wives. Like, they had a separation, and she didn't want to let them see the kids. And so they took her to court. Both you guys, none of these 2 dudes know each other neither. They don't know each other. And they went to court, and they won parental rights. You know what I mean? Let's go on. And what I mean by parental rights means that she had to let them see him. Like, I know my one homeboy, because he's older. His case happened in the 90s. You know, he's older, so his kids are grown now. But he told me that story. So I think he said he was getting them every weekend, every other week, something like that. You know what I mean? Like, he would get them on the weekends. He would get his 2 sons from her. But last I seen him and that lady had even got back together. So they, that was years ago. They had got back together. So they, so that happened in the 90s. So hopefully everything doing good with him. I think my brother said he seen him a while back, you know what I mean? But anyway, that's all love. And my one homeboy, same thing. This happened to him recently. I say about a year ago, and he went to court, and I think he said he got what you would call something like a 50-50 custodial rights, something like that, parental rights. Something he was telling me, because he's telling me it's more than one type of thing. So I don't know, brothers, but I do know if you go to court, you're gonna increase your chances of seeing your kids, all right? If you really want to see them, that's all you got to do is go to court, brothers, all right? That's all you got to do. Because those your biological kids, they're going to let you see them. Especially if you're paying child support, brother. It should be no reason why you're not seeing them kids, none. Let's go on.
because it cost me a whole lot of money. You know what I mean?
How much do you spend? Legal
Man,
fees.
over $1 million.
Whoa. You spend $1 million.
Because there's
in legal
there's
costs.
other legal costs that I'm currently going through with her, but it's definitely getting.
Right, because
So the situation was where I was playing still, so we had worked out in mediation that once I retire, that we would go back to 50-50. So I retired in 2017 with the Warriors. I was living in the Bay. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna find a place in LA, and there was a whole bunch of stipulations, or I got to live within a certain amount of fucking miles from her and from the school. So I apply to everything, comply to everything. And then I come back and I'm just like, yo, like, I'm talking to her like, yo, what's up with the 50-50? I'm back here now. You know, I'm a good dad. And she's like, what 50-50? Like, no, we're not doing 50-50. We got to go to court for that. And I'm just like,
right.
all right, man. So within the midst of waiting for our court date, an incident happens at their school where, I go to pick the boys up, and it was right before a holiday weekend. It was a 3-day weekend. So I'm there early. I'm always waiting in front of their class, and one of my twins comes out, and we don't know where the other twin is. So I'm just like, well, maybe he went up to the parent pickup, go see if he's up there. So he takes off. I'm walking behind, and he comes back. He's like, yeah, Isaiah's up there, but Mommy's up there too. And I'm like, why is she here? So I go up there, and I talk to her, and by the time I get back, like Carter runs back and she's telling him to get in the car. So Isaiah's already in the car sitting behind Gloria. Carter gets in the middle area in the second row and sits in the thing and shuts his door. So I walk around to the passenger window, open up the door, and I'm just like, what are you doing here? It's my weekend. She's like, no, it's my weekend. I'm taking the kids. I'm like, no, you're not. And then the boys are like, no, Mom, it's Daddy's weekend. It's this whole ordeal. So I pick the boys' iPads up off the front seat. And I'm like, let's go, fellas. So like I said, I'm in the front passenger door. I open up the back door and walk around that door, and Carter jumps out. I reach across the car because Isaiah's sitting behind the driver, which is Gloria, to reach for Isaiah's hand, and all of a sudden she slams, like she puts the car in reverse, and like the car door hits me. I lose contact with Isaiah. I kind of stumble for a second. Isaiah falls back in the seat. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
She tries to drive the car as you're like halfway in the car.
She tries to put the car in reverse and back out. So keep in mind that this is 2 lanes of traffic at 3 o'clock where other kids are being picked up. Kids are walking, other cars are moving, all this kind of shit.
Crazy.
So I'm like, yo, like, what the fuck? Like, what are you doing? And so I reach back in and grab Isaiah, and when I'm helping Isaiah get out this time, she grabs his arm and backs up again. And I'm like, what the fuck? So I kind of yank Isaiah from her. As Isaiah's coming out, the car door hits his arm, and he starts crying. And I'm just like, yo, like, what are you doing, yo? Like, what the fuck is going on right now? So both boys are crying. I put my arm around both boys, and we're walking back to where I parked, which was by the beginning of the gate. So I guess she hops. I find out all this out in court. She hops out the car, shuts her door, and comes flying around the bend and coming at me. So I put the boys in the car. I'm about to sit in my car, and I see her coming down the fucking school parking lot, like, fast. I'm like, oh shit, here we go.
She tried to hit you.
No, I was in a place where she couldn't hit me, but I just seen her coming fast. So I hop in my car because there's no telling like what she might try to do, or she might try to. I don't know what she's gonna do. So I'm just like, oh, so I hop in my car real quick. She parks like I reversed in, so I'm nose out, ready to get out, and she slams on the brakes right in front of my car. Gets out the car, bangs on the window, like, give me my fucking kids. I'm like, yo, like, it's my weekend. What are you doing right now? So luckily there's no car next to.
See, he had a weak seat. So I guess it's different levels to it. Like my boy was telling me, because that's what my boy was fighting for, 50-50. I'm not sure if he got it. I haven't talked to him in a while. People, how it be, man. You start living life, moving on, and I probably run into him here and there. You know what I mean? But yeah, I know he's fighting for 50-50. He's fighting for what he called a 50-50. Custodial rights. Cause he says different levels. So I don't know, but at least you can have some type of rights to seeing your kid. But like, look, it was his weekend. Something, brothers. I mean, especially so-called black men, bro. Because our young men need father figures, man. They need men. I mean, especially if you're a man who has knowledge, intelligence, wisdom, bro. We need you to step up and start going to court and see your kids, man. We need that, man. That way you can teach them something, show them something, so they can be a benefit as opposed to a detriment to their community. All right. So, cause I mean, I know a lot of guys don't see their kids, don't really want to. They just want to play Santa Claus, play that, I talk about this one homeboy I got, man. I know, I don't really hang with him no more, man. I kind of got tired of him, man. I'll be honest with you. We just grew apart, but I wasn't gonna really hang with him no more anyway, cause I met him, well, let's just say he's a close family friend. I've been knowing him for a long time, but let's just say I say from as early as cause I won't count those early years, cause they just kids, but let's say 2004. Cause now he's doing the same thing, bro. The same thing. I'm like, this dude ain't elevated, nothing. It's just the same shit, same thing, man. And I heard he got another kid on the way. I said, man, he don't even take care of the first kid. I said, Lord have mercy, man. It was just the same thing, man. Running women. Like I'm not mad at him for getting women. Like we get women, but like I said, he tried to get on these women, try to live off these women. I thought he would be a pimp by now. I remember telling him, I said, man, you should just try to be a pimp. You know, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, you should just try to be a pimp or something, man. I mean, you running women, all he do is try to finesse people, man, even his close friends. And, that's what really started making me and him come at odds, man, because I was like, yo, man, I thought you was my man. You trying to finesse me. That really put us at odds. So like we'll see each other every blue moon, you know what I mean? Oh, what's up, man? But we didn't hang with each other like that no more. Cause like I said, once I figured out he tried to finesse me, I wasn't cool with that. I was like, nah, man, I'm not no woman, bro. I said, go finesse the girls you dating or whatever, you know what I'm saying, or whatever the hell you doing. You understand what I'm saying? But anyway, man, that's neither here nor there. But I'm like, he's one of those guys, man. He don't really take care of his kid. He just, I mean, ever since 2004 to now, he's doing the same thing. Brothers, I have elevated so much since then. It's ridiculous, man. So much since then. From my own place, my own car, brothers. All praise due to the Most High. I'm not trying to brag or boast. Hopefully, in the following couple of years, maybe less, I'll be in my own home. You see what I'm saying, brothers? You see? And I'm not trying to knock that guy, but the guy got great potential, but don't want to do nothing with it. And it's a lot of so-called brothers I know like that. They don't want to work. They just want to finesse people, get over on people, man. Stealing and finessing, you name it. You understand what I'm saying? So that type of guy, he's not going to go to court for his custody for his kids. Why? Why? Because he don't care to see them. He might bring something like for Christmas, like I guess for these little holidays like Christmas, he might do something. Bring some presents and stuff like, yeah, I love you, little nigga, and leave. Something like that. You know what I mean? But as far as being that guiding, showing the kid, showing them stuff, giving them smart knowledge, he ain't gonna do nothing like that. Alright. But at least, brothers, as you do go to court, man, you can have some type of rights to your kids, man. There's no reason why you shouldn't see your kids. None. None. I'm tired of hearing it, man. It's a lame excuse. I got no sympathy for you, man. I got no sympathy for you, man. All you gotta do is go to court, man. I don't care if you stay out of state. Go to court. And I guarantee you, they'll work something out to where you can see that kid. You can stay out of state. And you never know, man. Like, for example, my pops stay out of state. So what they used to do, my pops would get me every summer until I eventually moved in with him. You see what I'm saying? But thank God my pops didn't really have to go to court. He didn't have to go to court because my mom was cool. But I mean, that's something you can do, man. If you stay out of state, you know what? If you get, if you have to, if you can't work something out with the woman, cool. If not, go to court. And, maybe you can work something out to where you get them every summer, or get your children every summer, or something. You want to build something that's consistent with your kids, brothers. Especially so-called black kids, they need it. The boys, especially the boys. Let's go on.
Me in this next lane, so obviously I don't open up doors. So I try to 6-point turn real quick and get around her out of the lane because there's an open lane next to me, and she reverses and nearly hits my car. So I'm just like, yo, like, all right. So I stop. I get out of the car. I'm like, what are you doing? And she's like, you're not leaving with my kids. So obviously it's a commotion by now. So parents have called the cops. The head of the school and the head of security come up to me and ask me what's going on. And I tell them, and luckily I have my paperwork with me. I'm just like, in writing, it's my weekend. Here it goes. You know what I mean? So they look at it, they go tell her, and she's like, oh, we don't go by that shit no more. It's my weekend. And, this girl is tripping. So we wait like 30 minutes. Cops come. Cops get there. They come to me first. Ask me the story. I told them what I just told you. And then I show him the paperwork. He's like, oh, I'm not going to read all this paper. Show me exactly where it says it's your time. Open up the page, show him right where's my time. He's like, wait here. Goes to talk to her. They get into like a verbal altercation. And next thing I know, like I see him walking her back to the cop car to sit her down. So he comes back to me.
Arrested or
no? No, not yet. He comes back to me just like, what? I wanted her to cool off. You know what I mean? She was, she wasn't compliant. She was being disrespectful. I was like, all right. He's like, let me talk to you. So I get outside real quick, and then another officer comes and asks the boys what happened. He tells them. So then the officers talk again, and they come back to me, and they're just like, this is a felony child endangerment situation. I'm just like, yeah. He's like, well, she's going to get arrested. I'm like, oh, shit, okay. I'm just like, all right, well, when are you going to do it? And I'm just like, well, can you let me leave first so the boys don't see their mom get arrested? So, yeah, so they made her move the car. Me and the boys bounce. She gets arrested. So, like I said, keep in mind, we're already going to court in a couple months for my 50-50. So my lawyer's telling me just like, well, if you ever want full custody of your boys, now's the time. And, outside of Gloria and I's beef, like, she's always been a really good mom. You know what I mean? So I was just like, I'm to the belief where, the boys need both of us. And I'm just like, this is just a great chance. Think about it. And I'm just like, all right, fuck it. I want full custody of the boys then. So we go through this, and
Of course, you should go for it, man. I think he did the right decision because, trust me, man, she would have done that to you. You know what I mean? Gloria is. I'm not saying she's not a good mom. I'm not gonna go that far on that because, But I'm not saying this guy's lying, but I'm just saying a lot of times men will look over a lot of stuff and like, well, she's a pretty good person. I'm like, well, nah, she's really not, man. You just overlooking a lot of things. You understand what I'm saying? I see that happen with a lot of guys, man. They overlook a lot of stuff. And I'm like, bro, I understand what you're saying, but this girl's a piece of shit. You understand what I'm saying? And that's the truth, brothers. But I'm not going to go that far because I don't know him or Gloria Govan. But my personal opinion for the outside looking in, I think she's a piece of shit. By what she did with Derek Fisher. I think she's a piece of crap, personally. I do. But that's neither here nor there. But I think he made the right decision by taking full custody. I think he made the right decision, especially two boys. The boys, trust me, brother, they'll fare off a lot better with him than just with their mother, all right? So, being that he's raising the boys, they're going to be all right, man. They're going to be a whole lot better as opposed to if Gloria had them, all right? They can go see their mom, in the summertime, something like that. Or, tell you the truth, being that he's a man, 9 times out of 10, this is probably what's going to happen. All Gloria got to do is don't cause no weight. Of course, she's a woman, so, they're delusional. But let's just say Gloria, somebody talks sense to her. It's all Gloria got to do. Don't start no shit. Guess what? You can see the kids damn near whenever you want to. Damn near whenever you want to, I guarantee you. Matter say, fuck it. All right, y'all go stay with your moms. I guarantee he will. You can be like, well, I'm not saying, don't get me wrong. Don't be like every day like that, but you could be like, hey, you could call Matt up out of the blue. Like, hey, I really want to get the boys at such and such time, yada, yada, yada. Matt probably going to say, I would say 9 times out of 10, Matt probably just say, yeah, all right, you guys going to go stay with your moms. And you dig what I'm saying? He's probably not going to give you a hard time on anything. Maybe because I don't celebrate holidays, but let's just say Matt celebrates holidays. So maybe for the holidays or something, like say he celebrates, so he might give you a hard time for us like certain holidays, so y'all might have to split those holidays. But the whole point is that he will work with you. he'll work with you. And that's unfortunate that the women won't. Most women, if they got the power to be a bitch, that's just what they're gonna do. They're gonna be a bitch. All right. Very rare do women want to work with you on anything. Very rare. And if you got a woman who's like that, who's willing to work with you, far as kids, man, you are one lucky brother, man. One lucky brother. Let's go on.
Spend, a bunch of money, and I end up winning full custody of the boys, and that was it.
Right, because when you're going through with your ex-wife in a situation like this, you actually have to pay her legal bills.
Oh man, I
as
had to
well.
pay everything. I had to
So,
pay
so,
everything.
so you guys are fighting out in court, and you're paying both. You're paying her lawyer to try and take your children away from you.
Right, paying her lawyer, my lawyer, and then she keeps taking me back for like bogus low charges, knowing that every time I'm gonna have to pay for the situation. So
Twice.
I end up getting a restraining order.
Which is dumb. The more you deplete him, woman, the more you're going to deplete your own funds. Women don't think, man. Women don't think. I guess she thinks she okay now because she got Derek Fisher. I'm guessing Derek Fisher, is pretty well off. But women don't think, man. If this man got to pay for your lawyer, this, that, and the third, why you keep taking him back to court? If you deplete his funds, guess what? You ain't got no funds, goofy. Man, women are nuts. Let's go on.
Against her, just to kind of calm things down, explain to the boys, what's going on, and I'm always very transparent and upfront, and they're to the age now, I think they were 9 at the time, or no, yeah, about 9 or 8, they knew what was going on. It was unfortunate because although I was glad to have my kids, I saw the impression it left on them, you know what I mean?
Right, because the whole relationship just seems so volatile.
But the one thing we were good at was we were able to shield the kids from it. As rocky as it was, we were able to shield the boys from it, and that was the first time they really had to
actually see it.
Yeah.
This is my life. I feel like I'm on top of my game, but deep down, I know that
Bunch of legal battles happen between you.
All right, my bad about that, brothers. I ain't no good at editing, at least not yet. So my bad about that little mishap. But anyway, I'm gonna post it up anyway, brothers. Cause I just want you brothers to get that message, man. I'm not trying to, I just want if you brothers watch this little channel. I just hope that's something that get across to you. If you want to see your kids, brothers, go to court. If they're your kids, biologically yours, there's no reason why you shouldn't be seeing your kids. None, brothers. None. All right, go to court. That's all you have to do, man. I guarantee you, they're going to give you some type of rights. As long as they know that that's your kid, biologically, they're going to give you some type of rights, man. To where you like, okay, you maybe see your kids, I don't know, one weekend out of a month. Something. It's better than nothing, okay? All right. Now, if you want to keep working with these women, because you got different guys. You got some guys that just say, fuck it. They ain't going to court. The bitch don't want to, excuse my language, the woman don't want to be cooperative. Forget about it. Leave it alone. That's on you. I would disagree with that because kids need their fathers. I would say, I don't care if you stay out of state. I will fight for the right to see my kids if I was you. If it's your kids, brothers. If it's your kid, definitely. And if you're paying child support, definitely you should be seeing your kids. Definitely. All right? I'll just show you the Matt Barnes case. Matt Barnes wanted custody of his kid. Matt Barnes wanted custody because he went to court. I know some of you guys who are like, well, he paid a lot of money. Matt Barnes was paying a lot of money because he's a baller. All right? That's something he had to do. That's something you won't have to do. You won't have to pay your wife's lawyer and your lawyer. No. You're a guy working at the post office making $60,000 a year. They're not going to tell you, okay, you got to pay for your wife. Trust me, it's not going to happen to you, okay? But all you got to do is go to court. And every man I've known who's done this has won some type of parental rights. All right? And my boy, one boy was saying about, he was talking about the 50-50 thing too. I'm not sure if he got it, but he was talking about it, with his wife. What should be his ex-wife now. He wanted 50-50 custody with his, he was telling me different levels. He was breaking it down to me. And then the one guy I know, he did it back in the 90s. He was a real cool guy. Him and his wife actually are back together. This has been a long time ago. They actually back together. And his kids are grown. And, but yeah, I remember he was telling me a story about back in the 90s. Him and his wife separated, and she wouldn't let him see his kids. And I think he said he had put some money up, and he went and got a lawyer, and they took her to court. And this is what he told me, the story he told me, they took her to court. He said it took about 3 to 6 months, something like that, because you got to go to court, whatever. And he said she had no choice. He would go get his kids every weekend or something. Every weekend or every other weekend, he can go see his kids or whatever the case, whatever type of rights he had, whatever it was, you know what I mean? And she said, he told me, he said she had no choice. She had to do that, you know what I mean? So then I know 2 guys personally who went to court, fought for custody, and actually won full custody of their kids, you know what I mean? My one boy, he won. One reason he won because pretty much similar to Gloria Govan, his baby mom was acting a fool in the courthouse. I mean, acting a plum fool. He said she was going off, her and her boyfriend was going off and acting crazy. So they gave him full custody. I said, God dang. And my one homeboy, I think he said he went to court to fight for, but something happened with his baby mama just gave up. She just relinquished. You know, I think he said his baby mama just gave up. Whatever the case may be. But anyway, brothers, that's it. That's all, man. Stop complaining. You want to see your kids, just go to court, man. And that's all you. I don't know why people don't say that more, man. That's all you gotta do. Go to court, man. It's not no big deal, man. Like I remember this. I don't say remember. I know this one guy right now, man. Won't go to court, and his kids are in bad situation. They're in a bad situation. I'm like, bro, why don't you just go to court? He don't want to go to court. I'm like, bro, So I'm like, he really don't care. I'm like, man, he don't care. He don't care. And I'm gonna say this and I'm done, brothers. Don't wait till the kids are grown. By that time, you don't believe it. Don't believe the hype. Oh yeah, we reconnected and we built a relationship. Oh, it's never too late. That's bullshit, brothers. Trust me. 9 times out of 10, people who do that, they never build a close relationship. They never. Most of them bond. Most of them never even bond, brothers. You understand? Because a lot of those people gonna be thinking like, well, shit, man, I ain't know you all these years. What I need you now for? You know what I mean? And usually, the ones who do try to stick around, they usually try to stick around because the man got money, and they try to milk him for money now. That's usually why. Or you might have some people who just like genuinely, like they genuinely want to know who their people are and get to know them better and stuff like that. You have some people like that. I'm not gonna say you don't. But for the most part, man, those people never really ever connect, man. And and my question to you, is that a gamble you want to take? I wouldn't if I was you, man. If these are especially if they're your kids, man, like they're from your loins, you should want to be there, man. That way when they have kids, you know what I mean, you see your grandkids, you know what I mean? So, but anyway, man, I hope you brothers got that, man. I'm out. Peace.